begin carrying yourself like a princess, but not in the way that you're snotty or you expect other people to give you special treatment. Carry yourself like a princess in the sense that you value yourself. You wear lovely clothes that you want to wear, and you are polite and gracious, and you can have that positive elegance. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I run the blog called Mrs. Midwest. If this is your first time on my channel, I want to give you a very warm welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. And to all my returning subscribers and viewers, you guys get an extra little hug because I truly appreciate every single one of you. I have seen a few requests in the comments as we've gone through this femininity series that I have no plans of ending, to talk about elegance, grace, a feminine way of speaking, a feminine way of hosting others, a feminine way of approaching life. To set up a lot of those topics, a really great place to start is to have a conversation about feminine elegance. So today we're going to be uncovering 7 tips in the area of feminine elegance. So when I think of a feminine and elegant woman, a great example that comes to mind is Amal Clooney. She is this very elegant, mysterious, successful, beautiful, very fashionable woman. I think she's a very good example of the fact that a woman can exude femininity and elegance throughout the course of her lifetime. You don't need to be this young, lush woman. You know, we're not going to stay young, lush women forever, but we can always be in touch with our femininity and elegance. My grandmother as well on my mother's side was a wonderful example of this. She was actually a model in the 50s. She modeled next to fancy refrigerators for catalogs, but she too had a sense of elegance even as she underwent breast cancer in her old age. She had her fancy wigs, she wore her matching sweater sets, and she had that elegance. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. It's the idea that elegance is different than youthful beauty. Elegance is something that you can take with you as you age, no matter what happens to you in life, no matter how much or how little money you have. So let's dive in. The first area of feminine elegance is all about posture. Posture, posture, posture. Back in the old days, many women went to finishing schools, charm schools, or they even had their own mothers teach them about posture. This is something that a lot of young women have come to lose touch with, or maybe they never learned. But feminine elegance truly relies on a very controlled and good sense of posture. I was trained in ballet as a child, and one idea and concept I remember from that training was the idea of having a string from the back of your head pulled upwards. And so you would have kind of that upward posture from right here, not quite the middle of your head, but more the back. We don't want to look down on people, but the back of your head, that kind of high spot. Just imagine a string pulling you up. And so raising your head, keeping your shoulders back. I always think, you know, if I had a set of butterfly wings attached to my back, how could I make them not hunch forward? How could I make those butterfly wings go back and straight? And I know that's it might be childish to you, but it's whimsical and fun to me. So have that idea of angel or butterfly wings attached to your back, keep them straight, and keep those shoulder blades together. Posture was kind of a difficult thing for me for a while. I have a larger chest, you could say. And so I felt the need to really hunch and cover my chest. I kind of felt like it was this overly sexual part of my body. But as I've grown into my femininity, I've begun to realize, you know, I'm not showing them off, but they're there and they're part of me and they're womanly, and I shouldn't have to hunch to cover up the fact that I'm a woman. If that's you, if you also have a larger chest that you're struggling to hide, I would encourage you today, do not feel ashamed. Put your chest out, you know, your shoulders back, and show that confident posture to the world. Feminine elegance about not being ashamed of yourself or ashamed of your body, and not in this very exhibitionist type of behavior, you know, where people will be very immodest or nude even in public, but it's about not hiding the fact that you're a woman. I don't think that we should hide ourselves. Don't be ashamed of that. You know, I know a lot of women struggle with posture because of that. I also struggled kind of with posture because I'm quite tall. I'm 5'8", and so I always kind of felt like, oh, I want to be shorter. Like I wanted to shrink down. But I realized that was kind of ruining my overall look, and it was ruining my elegance. And so by owning my height with my posture, I was able to have this much more confident demeanor. So don't hide your height. Don't hide your chest. Embrace your body and show it to the world through your posture. And never forget to keep your butterfly wings up straight. So posture. All right, my second tip for feminine elegance is having a polished and defined style. Polished and defined style is about having a strategy with your wardrobe that's distinct to who you are, but it's polished in the sense that it looks mature and thought out, and it's not overly casual. A polished and defined style includes finishing off your wardrobe with accessories and having a head-to-toe look. That head-to-toe look includes hair, it includes makeup, skincare, healthy eating. That elegant and defined style is something that you can be recognized for. Look backwards to the polished starlets of the 1950s, 60s. Look towards that more classic style. Feminine style isn't all about wearing ruffles and pink. I am wearing ruffles and pink today because I felt like it and we're on vacation. But it's really about making sure that you feel confident in your clothing. Make sure that you maintain that style. Maintain a cohesive wardrobe that's distinct to you. Pick a style. Pick silhouettes that work for you. Know what really flatters your body. I feel like the idea of flattering clothing has kind of gotten a lot of hate in the past few years because people say, oh, I don't want to be told what I can't wear. And I respect that. You know, I don't believe in telling anybody what they can and cannot wear, but there's a level of wisdom in the idea of flattering silhouettes and styles. And if you're really interested in looking elegant, you must be aware of what's flattering and elegant to your body. Again, we've previously talked about my chest, but whenever I wear very loose tops that hang off my chest, I always tend to look frumpier, as if I'm trying to hide something. It just adds a lot of bulk and weight to my already pretty large frame because I'm 5'8". Whereas for other women with maybe a smaller bosom, it could be very flattering and very elegant to have a loose shift dress or tunic top or shirt or whatever. So don't go on trends or what another woman is wearing and it looks good on her. Really focus in on your body, what works for you, and refine that elegant grown-up style. My third suggestion for feminine elegance is maintaining a polite and positive demeanor. This is all about how you interact with people in the world. An elegant and feminine woman is polite in public interactions, obviously, and in private. You know, we don't want to have a two-faced lifestyle, but those public interactions are really an opportunity to hone your politeness, your social skills, your feminine graces in public. It's important to know how to make small talk with a cashier, how to be very polite to your waiter or waitress, to know how to interact with strangers, how to ask for directions, how to eat politely at a table, how to get up from a chair, how to sit in a chair. This might sound very Princess Diaries to all of you, and I'm sure many women aren't interested in learning these things, and I think that's completely fine. But I know for a lot of us, we long for more of a princess-like elegance, that feminine elegance in our day-to-day lives, that positive princess-like attitude. And that does go for how do you eat your food? You know, how do you approach table manners and manners with a server, a cashier, anyone in public? How do you approach dating? How polite are you to people? That polite attitude is so important because elegant women should not look down their noses on other people and be snotty. Elegance is about treating everyone with respect, and treating yourself with respect, and treating others with respect in the sense that you're polite in conversation. You don't make everything about you. You ask questions. You're a polite conversationalist. It's all about that lost etiquette, that ladylike etiquette that not a lot of people discuss anymore. And so if you want to nurture that femininity, nurture that elegance, begin nurturing your politeness, qualities that set you apart as a lady. Okay, my fourth tip for feminine elegance is maintaining a level of privacy and mystery. There's something so elegant about having privacy and mystery. And I think that's again why someone like the Duchess of Cambridge or Amal Clooney seems so elegant. Part of it is because their whole lives aren't on for show. Having a level of mystery to who you are, to the inner workings of your life or the thoughts of your heart is very elegant. Oversharing is kind of an issue in our modern world, and many people find relief through the process of oversharing. I don't have an issue with that. However, I would say that it can be very elegant to remain somewhat private in your life and not overshare things about yourself, not overshare your thoughts, your location, like everything. Maintaining that mystery is very elegant. I read a really wonderful article one time about how starlets and celebrities nowadays don't have that same star factor or elegance to them as starlets in the 1930s or 40s. And part of that is because celebrities nowadays, their whole life is on for show. And the things that the paparazzi don't photograph is celebrities are photographing and sharing themselves. So with every level of intimacy you have with the general public, a little bit of that elegance and that mystery also disappears. There's something about the idea of that 1930s starlet and you didn't know quite a lot about her, and it was very intriguing and elegant. And I think that in life we don't need to be too private where we don't have intimacy with anybody, but there's a level of elegance where you're not sharing intimacy with the general population. So again, feminine elegance isn't about being shut down to the world and completely weirdly secretive, but it has a level of mystery to it, and it's very intriguing and attractive to other people. So that tip ties into number 5 of feminine elegance, and it's all about behavioral discretion. This goes so closely with privacy and mystery, but I still think it's its own thing. Behavioral discretion is all about knowing how to behave in what situation you're in. So again, I don't think that elegant women should have a stick up their butt or look down other people or never be able to have any fun. That's not elegant. That's just stiff and rigid. The elegant woman is one who knows the appropriate times to let loose, to have fun, and then the appropriate times to remain private and polished. Elegance demands that we have that wherewithal of when to be very intimate with people, when to let down our guard, and when to, have that silly, goofy fun, and when to keep that private. We never want to live a boring life. We don't want to cut ourselves off from having fun with people or sharing. But then there's a level of intimacy that should only happen in the privacy of your home or with your loved ones. Elegant woman, it's not that she never lets loose, it's just that she knows when to do it, when is an appropriate time, and also the levels of letting loose. The idea of a drunk girl falling all over herself, stumbling out of a bar, yeah, that's not elegant. Have that boundary line, that discretion of when am I having a good time and being elegant, and when is this starting to turn sloppy, oversharing with people or overexposing myself? When we expose ourselves to the world, we invite a level of judgment and we invite a level of intimacy with people. And it's important to realize that when you expose yourself in inappropriate situations, it can often leave you feeling very vulnerable and sometimes even taken advantage of. So knowing and having that discretion of when to share something, when to not share something is something that we can hone over a lifetime. But just know that in order to have fun in life, you don't need to overshare or overexpose yourself. You just need to have that discretion of when's a good time to let loose, who truly cares about you and can handle that, and when is it time to be polished and elegant. My 6th tip in the area of feminine elegance is about having serene confidence. The reason I attach the word serene to the idea of confidence is because serene confidence is about humility and it's about peaceful confidence. We've all met people who are very flashy with their confidence. They want to show the world that they love themselves, they're all about themselves, they believe in themselves, and that's fine. But again, that's a little bit oversharing. That's not quite elegant. The way that we can approach elegance is by having a serene confidence that we know within ourselves. And we don't have to overshare that with the world. It's about being peaceful in who we are. Keeping your shoulders back, even if it means pushing out your chest. It's not overly exposing your confidence by taking a ton of selfies of your boobs and putting them online and saying, I'm confident, but that serene confidence that's all between you and yourself. It has nothing to do with whether or not other people approve of you or whatever. It's about you approving of yourself and you supporting yourself and you believing in yourself and remaining serenely confident. Serene confidence has a level of humility to it where it's not about shoving your good qualities in other people's faces. It's merely reminding yourself that you do have something to bring to the table and then going and sharing that with the world. Elegant women don't feel the need to overly expose themselves, overly prove themselves, or overly push themselves into other people's faces. We can overcome obstacles. We can stand up for ourselves and we can show up for ourselves, but in a serene way where we're peaceful, we're not overly agitated, and we're focused on remaining in that nurturing state, which is truly feminine and truly positive to the world around us. So yes, as you're focusing on building confidence, remember you don't need to be overly pushy in this area with yourself. Let that confidence build over time. We can't force ourselves to feel confident about the way we look or about our skills, but we can hone and nurture the way we look, and we can nurture and build our skills so that that confidence builds as well over time. Don't be overly hard on yourself in the area of confidence. Let yourself naturally grow, but remember, elegant women and that serene confidence isn't one that constantly berates itself. Do not be overly toxic to yourself. Do not exhaust yourself with negative self-talk. I have struggled with this in life, and the way I'm overcoming it is by allowing myself to be serene and at peace with who I am in the moment and working towards those greater skills. Talking down to yourself and being negative to yourself will not be helpful in growing confidence, but neither will being overly pushy and shoving yourself in people's faces. Work on balance and focus on being serene. My 7th and last tip about feminine elegance is about having feminine grace. Take things with grace. Elegant women, you don't need to be up in the clouds expecting everything to be perfect in life. Feminine grace makes room for imperfections in life and for mistakes in life. And that feminine grace will truly lead you into this comfortable attitude towards mistakes, towards the problems in life. Approach life with a grain of salt. Remember, not everything's going to turn out perfect. We can't have these perfect looking lives all the time. Learn to laugh at yourself. Remember, we don't want to be snotty. We don't want to have a stick up our butt, but we can remain elegant while laughing at ourselves, while being generous with the mistakes of other people, and while having standards for the treatment of other people towards us in our life. Feminine grace is truly something that you can't quite define, but it is something that can truly encapsulate your personality, your attitude, and your behavior in the world. And of course, when mistakes happen, it's about learning to roll with the punches in life. Elegance isn't about being perfect like a Barbie all the time, but it's about carrying yourself in a way that you value yourself and you have that grace for yourself and other people. Feminine grace is about being very nurturing, positive, charismatic, and kind in your interactions in life. It's about having that quality to you that is distinctly feminine, distinctly womanly, and could not be artificially replicated in a masculine man. So as you dive into your elegance, remember, you don't need to be this rigid woman. You can maintain that kind and graceful attitude no matter what happens in life, and learn to roll with the punches. Learn to let loose just in the right situations. Learn to carry yourself with good posture. Value yourself and don't hide your body. Don't hide your intrinsic beauty and elegance and worth as a woman. Live into it and nurture it. And if you want to be like me, begin carrying yourself like a princess, but not in the way that you're snotty or you expect other people to give you special treatment. Carry yourself like a princess in the sense that you value yourself. You wear lovely clothes that you want to wear, and you are polite and gracious, and you can have that positive elegance. Remember, feminine elegance can follow you throughout your lifetime. When I'm an old lady, I plan on wearing large sun hats, glamorous sunglasses, and just chilling and watching my grandkids play or whatever. I want to be elegant throughout my whole life. And again, the beauty industry pushes youthful beauty on us while we're young. But the conversation about elegance is truly something that any woman at any age, any walk of life can begin to engage with, because it comes from you within yourself, and it exudes and communicates that elegance to people around you. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate every one of you, especially when you guys get to the end of the video. If you are interested in more of this content, please check out my written blog. I never fail to write 3 times a week. And if you want to see what a homemaker does on a day-to-day basis, follow me on Instagram. I hope that you have a lovely and elegant day.